everyone, this is Hesha Chimah and joining me for a conversation here on India Today is Team Lutere. What's up? Welcome and thank you so much for bringing together a show that people will be watching, because when I saw the trailer, right after I have this habit like everybody else to go and watch the comments. And there are two striking things that actually I saw, which is what I'm going to start off my interaction with all of you all from. One, the inevitable comparison that has been drawn, of course. And second, the fact that if it's a Hansal Mehta show or a film, people have massive expectations. So I want to ask you, how do you, one, navigate these parallels in life? Like, do you really feel like these are important, they're normal, or, you know, they don't bother you at this given point in your career? And following up, is there any extra pressure that you take upon yourself when you've given such back-to-back successful projects?
You know, expectations are inevitable and I have to accept it. You get bogged down by them if you haven't put in your 100%. So I think, you know, while they are at times unfair, it's human nature for somebody to expect. Like if I'm watching a Martin Scorsese film, I have an expectation. You know, otherwise why would I be disappointed with Irishman, and why would I prefer Killers of the Flower Moon? It is all, it's human nature. You know, to expect something from a certain person. You know, it's like expecting good food from a restaurant every time you go there.
Yeah.
There we are. I mean, it's.
But do you pressure yourself in situations like this?
I try not to. I try not to. This one is a bit different because, you know, I have my son making a you know, directorial debut, like his solo directorial debut in this. So yes, I guess I carry the burden of expectations that a father would carry for his son, more than what, you know, I would carry as a director for my own work. Yeah. So the expectations, that the pressure, if you call it that, is different. But there is also this confidence that, you know, he has done well.
And when there are these parallels drawn, of course, to somebody who's watched the show, they exactly know what they're in it for. But somebody who's not watched it, and they're probably drawing parallels, you know, watching the trailer. Like, what do you have to say about those things to just sort of clarify?
I think that that is uncalled for, those parallels, because they are different shows. You know, Scam season 1 and season 2 were different shows. Scoop was a different show. You know, Faraz was a different film. I mean, if we repeat ourselves, you will say it's repetitive. If you do something different, you know, the saddest part would be not to try. And you know, we've tried. Now the onus is on the audience. The audience needs to rise to the occasion. Watch the show. Tell us what they feel. You know, dekhe bina mat soch kuch kehna.
You know, for all of y'all cumulatively, even as actors, for the both of you, you all have actually put in, what, 6 odd months into putting this entire project together, right? In conditions that were so odd, and especially shooting in a country where certain situations can be a little haywire. While challenges are inevitable, I want to ask you, like, what are the 1-2 things that you all probably learned on the job, on the go from those people, which helped you all develop your individual characters better?
Oh, wow. Hello. Again, it's hard to pick on one thing. I think the environment where we were, the ship itself, it's a character. You know, all these little tools. Once you're on set, they're there for you. You know, whether it's our costume department or our art. You know, or even in some ways, you know, our shot selections are done to kind of, they're telling a narrative within a narrative as well. So all of these things obviously help you. And I'd never been to South Africa, so. You know, I've actually also not, yesterday we were talking about, you know, being on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise either. So this, being on that ship itself was...
You're from Singapore.
And I'm from Singapore, yeah.
And you've not been on a cruise?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Dil dhadakne do.
Yeah, I'm broke. Yeah. Running low on funds.
Mr. Gombar is becoming Gambhir.
Yeah.
So sadly, this was like a holiday for you in that case?
No, it wasn't a holiday. No, I mean, it is challenging as well, but I'm saying, like, it's such an asset to have such tangible things with you to work with, to develop your character, you know, whether it's your costume or your location, it all informs you, you know. So all these things were great assets, you know. They helped a lot. And then in terms of, because you know we are kind of cheating Somalia in South Africa, so it's not like we were with Somalian people or anything, so that you can pick up any nuances and things like that. And of course we're also playing Indians who have immigrated there, so a lot of it was done in a like backstory and discussions and prep of who are these people, why are they living here, what brought them here. So that, and then the environment, I think, you know, that all incorporates.
But there's a lot of Somali in the show as well. Did you guys pick anything? Like a word or two?
Oh, somebody was saying Meri Hindi is like Somali, so I don't know. I'm kidding. Yesterday, somebody in the green shirt was making a comment.
So I had forgotten about it.
Now I've reminded you.
Damn.
I think. See, we in shows like this, you know, you wanted to get to as many people as possible, and of course, you know, in terms of scale and standard, it is an international show, but our primary audiences are here, you know. So I think we've tried to keep it simpler in terms of language play. You know, I think it's English and Hindi. Of course, the pirates are interacting a little bit in Somalia.
Yeah.
We've tried to, you know, just make to kind of gravitate towards our audience and make it as accessible, I would say. So not so much Somalia, and I didn't learn any bad words either.
No.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your thing?
She learned a lot of bad words. She had a
नहीं
tough
मैं
time.
मुंबई की लड़की हूँ तो मुझे
सब आता
सीखने
है।
की जरूरत
आता है
नहीं
हमको।
है but I think what Vivek rightly said is yes हमने एक back story बनाई थी and you know the script was written so well and all we had to do is just follow the script but वहाँ पे जाके the circumstances were larger, they were bigger than all of us and I think we had to navigate through all of that. Like एक सीन था हमारा जो confrontation का सीन है वहाँ पे पहले कोई नहीं था फिर 150-200 लोग आ गए and then we had to you know just do the scene no matter you know वो क्या बोल रहे थे क्या नहीं बोल रहे थे so we had to adapt in every scene in every situation I think and it just made us more aware as actors, it just made us more aware as human beings I feel. Yeah.
Jai, coming to you, help me understand this, okay? Everybody, when they pick something which is close to them, it's either coming from a space of passion or it's coming from a space of somebody telling you that this is how you should probably kickstart something. And correct me if I'm wrong. I want to understand what was going on in your head when you actually took up Lutere as your project, and of course when you have your dad also here.
So, I think, so I'll answer it in reverse. I think having him made, you know, the decision to make Lutere was easier because, you know, he walked so I could run, you know. So I think I was pretty fearless that way. I didn't, you know, I don't worry much.
Okay,
Because-
just put a disclaimer here.
हाँ.
Okay, he was there, so that's why I took it.
जो है तो आप
नहीं,
बिना
नहीं,
बोलेंगे।
मतलब tell him, हाँ.
You know, see, I mean, I've seen him go through, you know, tough times. You know, we've been through tough times together, you know, and I've also seen him go through tough times. And it's like, what's the worst that will happen? You know, the only thing I think what was going on in my head when I read the script was that, you know, I've grown up watching these really fun action, you know, adventure films. Like, you know, we've grown up watching Indiana Jones and,
Yeah.
you know, those
Pirates of the
those
Caribbean.
James Cameron movies like True Lies.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like all those, you know, even Titanic. You know, we've grown up watching all that stuff, and, you know, it's mystical almost. It's something you won't forget. You know, so I felt like it just something about this script made me feel like, you know, I was tapping in that inner kid who, you know, watched all these movies, and I felt like I could maybe relive that fun by making this, which is, I think that's what really, and also going to Cape Town.
Everybody's very excited about
हाँ,
going there.
मतलब on Scam we were only in, like, you know, we were in Ballard Estate and Churchgate and Mira Road and you know तो we were like, and so finally बोला कि ये इंडिया के बाहर करना पड़ा. मैंने बोला हाँ डन करते हैं.
But tell me, what according to you, and I'm taking away the whole father-son equation and dropping it off completely. Tell me, as a professional for you, what changes have you seen over the years working with your dad on these projects that, you know, you feel has come into him and vice versa?
What skills of mine have come into him?
No. What changes you've seen in him, his craft and his work professionally?
From all the years I've worked with him.
Like from them to now, if you would draw like one thing that's different, or probably not changed also, it's up to you.
No, no, a lot has changed. I mean, I think he's only warming up. I think he's only getting started. I think you haven't even seen what he's capable of, and I think I'm hoping we'll all see it when Gandhi comes out.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, you know, again, I feel like he's mostly the kind of filmmaker who, I don't think he does not get, carried away by budgets or by, scale or anything like that. I think the one thing I've learned from him is to stay true to the story and not get swayed by, having a big budget doesn't mean you're going to like use a wider lens. You know, if the scene requires this, you stick to that. I mean, you don't get swayed. To constantly be at it, don't stop, keep going, because he hasn't stopped.
Next question.
He's going to only praise you.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, he's getting you embarrassed. Amrita, coming to you, I want to ask you as well. You also have a very solid body of work behind you, right? And I feel kudos to you because we were discussing this off camera as well, that you are, the female actor here among so many men around, putting your acting chops at place. I want to understand a couple of things that were your takeaways working on this particular project, A. And also sort of club this with, how, you working and doing so much work has sort of added into you becoming a finer actor that you are right now.
Of course, I think anything, that comes with experience, you learn a lot. There are certain things you want to take ahead, there are certain things that you want to drop off. Being on this set, I think what I learned was to be continuously there on your job and, be absolutely present, because also working with Vivek, he will take the scene kahin par bhi and you just have to, okay, fine, he's going here now, Of course, within the limits of this script and stuff, and of course Jay was there, but with him it was a big challenge to follow him and then to, then to be...
I told you, this is the challenge.
But I think body of work, no, I'll tell you very, very frankly, I think COVID se pehle, career graph kuch alag tha. I was doing films like Razi, I did Satyamev Jayate, Malang, and then COVID happened. And 360-degree, everything just changed, Then OTT ka boom aa gaya. And then right now, I'm literally struggling again. So I think what my takeaway from my experience is that कि भाई ठीक है आपने जो काम किया वो लास्ट काम भूल जाओ अब आप जो कर रहे हो is very very important.
Chandra.
Oh my
Yeah, and
God.
also she's a very acclaimed producer as well, and
Yes.
I mean that's quite commendable, yeah, to take
Thank
it on,
you.
yeah. And she was doing this while we were on shoot. She was like preparing and doing all of that
Yeah,
work, and that's
yeah.
not easy, yeah. And and of course we had delays, so she was adjusting with us for her stuff, and it's a pretty big deal. So very commendable. I mean,
very important that you just pick up the threads and start all over again. Keep doing that. The day you feel that I'm done, and you were resting on, okay, I've done Razi, I've done Malang, मैंने इतना सब काम कर लिया. That day you have actually stopped.
Yeah.
You cannot look back and stop. I mean, it's so important for us to understand.
Yeah. Vivek, you tell me, for you as an actor personally, are you in a headspace where you'd be comfortable going ahead and picking a project or asking for work?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of my job. And there are very dignified ways of doing it. I think it's important to be in touch with casting directors, kind of make yourself available. I'm not on social media, which is my bad. It's not, in today's day and age, you should be on social media. But I
So
think
what
these...
keeps you away?
Yeah, a little bit of privacy. I've been here for a while, just privacy really, And I actually get very stressed. Like we had to post for this show, and then I had to ask somebody to teach me. I got stressed.
Find his Facebook post.
Yeah. I'm only on, yeah. So I mean, but no, I think it's our job as an actor, yeah. Because if you don't have work out, and majority of the time we don't have work out, we're always trying to find our next job. So it is important, you know. And I do theater as well. So sometimes, you know, if you're not getting work here, and sometimes I think you can figure out where the year is going. Like, you know, if monsoons are coming and you haven't booked a job, the next 3 months you're probably not going to get something until fall comes around.
Correct.
So then you have to find a way to kind of keep your craft and your sanity, your headspace right, and then be ready. And like Hansal sir said, you know, just be ready to start again.
Yeah.
Because you are learning so much. You know, the more you do, the more you learn. It's like never ending.
Yeah.
And no one job is the same. No one unit is the same. You know, there's so many 5 different personalities sitting here. You know, so it's you're always learning. It's there for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's our job as an actor to be ready to ask for work. Yeah.
Listen, on a lighter note, tell me all of y'all if you're
ये भी
actually.
light है यार, is it heavy?
No, no, no.
Find
मतलब
work?
इससे भी lighter note. मैं सबको ये पूछ रही हूँ, सच में ऐसे
जब भी बोलता है, but
yeah. I'm just like, oh no, no, it's chill. But
Sorry,
what I'm
my
asking is,
wife.
actually got, you know, in a situation where you were trapped, what would you all do? Let's say you all had a pirate attack. I want to know in real life में हो गया तो कैसे निकलोगे?
We were trapped in South Africa.
When you feel like
ऐसा नहीं
that.
था.
वो ऐसे end credits में cast of लुटेरे नहीं है, वो victims of लुटेरे.
Oh my god! So by now you all have already aced it कि अगर ऐसा कुछ हो गया तो we'll give
They're the
chakmas to
victims.
the
We are
pirates
the
and
victims.
move. So that's it. Basically, this is it. You all were really trapped, is what I have to believe.
No, I think it was just.
We planned to go for like 2.5, 3 months. We
Yeah.
were there for 6.5.
Yeah. So that was the thing.
So, and there were reasons, you know, weather, lots of things. You know, there was Omicron had just happened again, you know,
Yeah.
and also, you know, people forget that when we were making this show, the world was just opening up and
Correct.
travel was opening up, you know. So we were maybe one of the first crews who were like going abroad,
Right.
you know, with a full unit,
Yeah.
you know, to go film, and then we had to work according to the rules that were there.
Correct.
You know, and the rules kept changing, and they were all so, like, no one really knew the rules, you know, they kept fluctuating, people were making their own rules, you know.
Yeah.
So we just had to keep adapting, and it was constant.
Constant. Yeah.
You know, so suddenly, you know, one guy tests positive for COVID, you're like, hey, band karo, you know.
Yeah.
Band karo shoot.
Probably that's also got so stressed.
Yeah,
You
it
were
does,
back
it does,
in the
and
2
you have to
months
be
and then
careful
became
about it.
longer.
Yeah.
I think
And
the
we had to
world
follow.
The world got used to
Yeah.
this concept of being trapped
Yeah.
in something. The world was collectively trapped for nearly 2 years.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it has prepared us. There can be nothing worse than what the world went through that time. I think
Correct.
everything else feels like, you know, a gift.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, absolute gift. That, you know, so when you're trapped, you lose some people, you lose things, you go through various emotions. We went through that for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, you're constantly on the edge. You don't know what's going to happen next. So I think we were prepared. I think this would be more of an adventure than
actually
being
being
trapped, because we were trapped, literally trapped
In
for
reality,
that,
yeah.
that much
But
time.
we're also grateful to be trapped together.
Yeah.
You know, in a beautiful city.
Oh, I thought we were talking about each other.
Fab.
Then you went to the city.
All are different.
We were so excited. The actors were being spoken about.
We were on a different floor in the hotel.
Oh damn.
I don't know.
You know
What? कौन सा hotel room भाई?
ये कब हुआ? I
ये
didn't
कब
know.
हुआ?
I was in the ship only. That's all I know. But you know, before I wrap this up, I have to ask you. So you come from a place of so much experience, right? All the way from Khana Khazana till like now. Tell me a few things as per you that has changed in the industry from then to now. Do you feel we're in a better place, or was that a better time? What do you have to say? Your 2 cents.
Well, people have laptops now. That's the
Catering
big,
is better.
That's the big change, you
He
know.
said catering is better.
I don't know. I mean, we used to get better food. To be honest. We had better food when we started, because you know, at least the units I worked with was very conscious about food. But and Khana Khazana was only about food. We had such low budgets in Khana Khazana. We had to do 4 episodes in a day, in one shift. So Sanjeev used to cook 12 dishes. It used to be 1 veg, 1 non-veg, 1 dessert. So 12 dishes a day. There was a lot of food. So a lot of my friends, Manoj, Anurag, Vishal, who were all struggling at that time, got food at Khana Khazana.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, I think what has changed is that we've become, we've entered into a more chaotic world, a bit more organized. Those were less chaotic times, but totally disorganized. You know, so it's, we're constantly living in a paradox. So that paradox remains, but it's just differently shaped. The shape of things is slightly different, but it's the same. It's the same. We are still storytellers. What is constant is we are still storytellers. You're still finding the best way to tell your story.
But has
Finding the
box
best.
office numbers taken over precedence more now than
I don't know,
earlier?
when I came in, it had already started. When I made my first film, first commercial release, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing had already started. And what has not changed for me is that I don't give a damn about those things.
Great.
I don't give a damn. It's not my business. There's somebody who my business is to make that in the best way possible, and there are experts who, whether they bothered about the weekend or whether they're bothered about the recovery that the film has, that my job is to ensure that the film is made, the work is done within the stipulated budget. It's something that we all agree upon, that at this we are safe. That nobody loses money. Important thing is not to lose money, but beyond that, it is just human greed for not only for money, but for unnecessary information. The box office is nobody's business except the people who have made the film.
Yeah.
These numbers that are published, are they the benchmark for good work? No, it's a vulgar display of numbers to cover up mediocrity.
So well said. That's so true, because we're a part of it, so we all understand and we relate also.
We are all part of it.
We're all part of it. Yeah, exactly. All of us are part of it. Lastly, coming from a space where I'm obviously looking forward to Lutere, and there's Gandhi and Buckingham murders, of course. How was your experience working with Bebu on a film like that? And when can we see it?
I'm ready to show it to you anytime.
Please, I'm waiting.
But the film is due for release soon, later this year. It is, we are planning the release. Everybody's dates have to match and multiple things. But it's a film I'm very proud of. Kareena is very proud of. And I think July, August is when the world should see. I'm waiting for the world to see it. It's a new Kareena.
Yeah.
And she's an absolute delight to work with. I will say this before release and after release also.
And she's also said that.
Sometimes before release you have to say it. But this I will say for life. I mean, she was an absolute delight. Absolute delight.
And there's actually mutual admiration also, because she's also been saying the same about you. But for now, it's Lutere. I wish you guys all the very best. Thank you so much for removing time to chat with us.
you.
Looking forward, and let's hope Lutere loots a lot of the wins. And
Yay.
hearts
Oh,
out
wow.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.